How are we, people? Are we good? Today is Wednesday. It's the 2nd of June, and as I promised, I would be sharing with you my moments and memories of the friend that became a sister to me, Atinuke Phillips. Rest in peace. I got to know her, or she got to know me from the gym, my local gym in Walthamstow. And I vividly remember the first day we set eyes on each other. And there was an instant connection, and being the fact that when people come to the gym, they're looking for all sorts of things to achieve: lose weight, keep fit, get fit, blah, blah, blah. There's always a roster of things on people's minds. So we were in the class that evening, and we seemed to have a lot of energy gravitating towards each other during the class. And after the class, we started talking. Hello, this is Mr. Patrick. As always, I introduced myself. Hello, I'm Atinuke. I couldn't pronounce her name properly. And she just call me Ati. I said, all right, that's very interesting, and we kind of clicked. That's around 2000 and I would say 2019, 2018. Yeah, because I joined the gym in 2017, November. And initially the classes weren't that popular. It's only when I began doing the classes that people got drawn in, and I was always the only guy. And I've always been the only guy, usually, who is a fixture in the classes, the evening classes, 5, 6, and 7. And we always had a lot to talk about, and always a lot to disagree about. That kind of energy. And we kind of got to know each other very well, talking about life, talking about personal stuff, private stuff, anything we could really much share. And as we got to know each other, we begin to trust each other. This is how these things go. Once you develop a friendship that is not about any strings attached or blah, you don't call me. Interesting enough, we never even ever exchanged our phone numbers. I don't even have a number. I didn't have a phone number for all those years. We strictly met in the gym. And after COVID, 2022, there was a gap in between of about 2 years. And the last after that time had been, she had to travel back to Africa. She had weddings back to back, she would come in, tell me all the good stories, going with friends on holidays, traveling. She was a very frequent traveler with a travel blog where she shared a lot of good pictures from wherever she traveled at: Egypt, Spain, Greece, Italy. The last was also when she went to America, New York. And I'm the kind of person who is fascinated by people's experiences. And once you're that kind of person, you like to listen in. And that's what I do very well. So she would tell me a lot of stories. America, blah, this and that, Greece, blah, blah, blah. Usually we are a mirror perfection of each situation, and that makes a very good audience. And of course, when it came to my side, I always had these wild stories. My stories, people. Very wild about this and that, this and that. Oh, Patrick, this and that, this and that. And they would excite her. So, and that's how we had built our friendship, on that mutual level of understanding. And it grew more stronger. It grew more purposeful. Like we were so close. We could talk about so many things, our worries, our plans, or this and that, this and that. In fact, most of the times people would think like, you're too close to her. If she came in the gym and I was doing something or I'm in a class, I would walk out of the class and go and say hi. I go and hug her, hello. But Patrick, you seem to love Atinuke very much. She was very special. Very, very special to me because I felt that I was something to her as a friend. And when somebody begins to trust you and share with you even deeper and meaningful things about her life, you become that window she opens, or that window somebody opens and feels like it's a safe space. So, the week before I took ill, that was on the 9th of June 2025. That week is when we met up. Now, we were now meeting up occasionally. Either she was leaving the gym or she's coming in earlier or things like that. But always when we met, we could give that moment its time. So how have you been? Blah, 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 blah. You remember the video I did that I shared with you? I was in the middle of doing just a small blog, you know what I mean? And then she was leaving the gym. She comes at my back. And I didn't know, but I was seeing a shadow reflection on the window opposite me. Then when I turned like this, it was her. And you can see the excitement. You can see the energy that she was bringing upon me. And you could see, there was that kind of chemistry, which wasn't like far-fetched. It was like something like, it's always been like that. We hugged, talked, and in the middle of all that I was doing, I had to stop to give her time, you know what I mean? So when I got the news on Saturday, I got a message in my inbox. Somebody was telling me, Patrick, have you heard the news that your friend has passed away? That very, very day, 23rd, I was like, probably this is a prank. And in the middle of that message, so I double checked and this person was really confirming to me. But I said, oh no, let me wait and see. So it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And that's when it came out in the open officially that she had passed away due to natural cause. So I didn't get the facts. So those who have been checking with me, those who have been asking me, Patrick, what happened to your friend? I don't have the details. But as the statement of the message was, it could have been anything, probably an aneurysm, probably something. But when you talk of natural causes, it's a wide spectrum. But all in all, what I'm talking about here is she came into my life. I came into her life. And for whatever reasons that were meant to be, I think I was a guiding star. I was a torch in her heart. And, when you have this kind of friendship, I have so many friends, people. I can tell you, I have, especially ladies, especially women, when they come towards me or when they come into my space, I always would know where to put you in my kind of, but she crossed the boundaries and she was always like part of me. That's why I always say, there are many other videos we used to do in the class and all that, and she believed in me, and I believed in her. And she could get to do things believing that they are worth the things that deserve the credit. Even if I said, oh, that is good, or you look good, or you've lost weight, or you're working hard, you're doing this great, and everything was that kind of, we all need that kind of assurance, that kind of non-judgmental appreciation. And whatever was going on in her life privately, I always had an inclination. I always knew something. She would tell me something. She would tell me something. She would tell me something. And she was planning to settle down. And she had big plans. She had big dreams, And behold, lo and behold, it was, I think, she was talking about this year that she felt like she was ready to settle down with somebody. Because we always had this kind of conversations. And just like I talk to any of my friends, especially the girls, they would confide in you and tell you, oh, blah, blah, I'm getting married, oh, I'm dating somebody. Oh, yeah, that's nice, you know what I mean? So, like, what do you think of this, Mr. Patrick, whatever, all this kind of talk. And this is how me and Atinuke were. And I pray for her family. I pray for her friends. She was very, very friendly. And so many people in the gym knew her. So many people in the gym would say she was my friend. She was always smiling, talking. And me, once you're my friend, you're pretty much a part of me. And we would hug, hold hands, walk around, do things like we all grow up wanting this kind of acknowledgement. And once you get it, it kind of gives you that seal of approval, that seal of acceptance, and you feel like you're welcome. Because you have to remember, we're talking about the gym. We're talking about what it means to be active with your life, to keep fit, to come to the gym. Sometimes you would work out. I used to call it, you work some sweat. And like say, Patrick, I feel good. Patrick, I really had a good workout. I say, yeah, you've done it. You've done it. And it was a very innocent and naive friendship. And that's all I think I can eulogize about her. And may her soul rest in peace. I'll always, always, always remember her. And she left a mark on me, and probably has already a mark on her life, because there is a lot she would always refer to me, even making certain decisions. She was working with the NHS, Barnet, St. Bart's, and she was very proud of her job. She was in the media, public relations department, and she enjoyed her work. Sometimes we would talk about her work and how she's progressing and how things are going, and oh, I'm working from home at the moment, blah, blah, blah. This kind of things that are part of you, but you need to share them with somebody who's not going to judge you or criticize you or look at you in any other way, And that's what I get, and that's what many of my friends, if you see what really it is about the gym, that's what it is about the gym, And that's how I've had so many friends of that nature. And the news of her passing really shook me. So, yeah, I think whatever happened, happened, and it was, to me, God is what, when you pray to God and, things like that. And that last week, that's the last time I see her. And we hug, we hold hands together. We hugged about 10 times. We kept just hugging each other, talking, hugging, you look good, blah, 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 blah. It was kind of spiritual, you know what I mean? It was very intimate and very personal, you know what I mean? And then we said bye to each other. I got into the gym and she went home. So that's what I can say. May her soul rest in peace.